every once in a while, I like to check in on the folks at Newsmax because, it's news, Max. And I check in to see what they're saying about the vaccine, for example. In fact, here's Newsmax reporter Emerald Robinson, who recently tweeted this out about the vaccine. Dear Christians, the vaccines contain a bioluminescent marker called Luciferin so that you can be tracked. Read the last book of the New Testament. See how this ends. Oh, come on. You're not going to give us a spoiler? The TLDR, dude. That's too much to read. I mean, have you seen the Bible? It's gigantic. And there's so many books. So many books. Oh, here we go. All right, so now, I mean, you read that and your first instinct is to say, you know what? Sorry guys, that's enough internet for me today. That's it. Shut it down. We're done. But no, you know what we have to do. It's time for the debunking and then, of course, the dunking. But let's start with the Bible reference. Of course, everybody loves the Bible references, right? Well, it actually comes from the book of Revelations. Now, book of Revelation is, of course, the big war between the archangel Michael and the fallen angels, led by the devil, also known as Lucifer, which also was apparently a show on like Fox or something. Lucifer. What was it, Fox? I don't know. But anyway, what that has to do with anything in the real world, I don't know. Because none of the COVID vaccines contain luciferase or any sort of tracking materials. In fact, you know what's more likely to track her? The thing she literally tweeted it out on. Okay? I mean, this is a tracker. This is a tracker. Okay? Seriously. If you have a phone, you're being tracked. If you have an address, guess what? If you live in a house or anywhere that has an address, they know where you are. They know. I know. Oh my God. They know where I'm at. Yes, they also, if you have a job, they know where you go to work. Oh dear God, that means they can find you. They can find you. Yep. Look, if you really want to get away from it all, never get electricity, move out to in the woods and build a cabin. But you better not get an electricity or a phone or a car or anything made with computer chips or anything with RF signals in it. If you don't want to be tracked, that's the way to do it. Otherwise, if you're in society, we're being tracked. Do they think about this at all? Is there any sense of, is there any thoughts whatsoever? Okay, is there any, just a little tiny crumb of self-awareness for these people? Now, of course, honestly, there are, of course, ways to hide your identity online, but I doubt that Satan Vaccine Girl is smart enough to figure that one out. I'm just saying. She doesn't seem all that savvy when it comes to technology. That's just my read of it. But of course, she'll just say something like, "Are you sure it ain't Satan?" So look, understand that this is, by the way, not a new conspiracy. So all this stuff is floating around. Back in March, for example, Reuters published a fact check of the claim, which noted that while the organic compound was involved in some of the COVID-19 research back in the summer of 2020, none of the available vaccines contain it. Now, why would you put that in there? Why would you put luciferase in the vaccine? Well, first, it's because it's used to light things up. And it was used in the research in order to track how viruses would interact with the cells. And so, you would have the vaccines in there. And you would have this compound in there that lights things up and kind of tracks how things work so you can better target the virus with the vaccine. Makes sense, right? Luciferase, by the way, is a generic term for a class of oxidative enzymes that produce bioluminescence. First used by Raphael Dubois, invented words luciferin and luciferase for substrate and enzyme, respectively. Those words are derived from the Latin word Lucifer, meaning the light bearer. After all, that was supposed to be, if you're at all interested in biblical history, which is kind of fascinating when you look at it from a mythos perspective. It's supposed to be the head angel, the literal light bringer. And of course, the tragedy of it all is that he was a fallen angel, was supposed to be the best one, the best and greatest of the angels, but is no longer. So it is pretty interesting. But nonetheless, this compound doesn't have anything to do with the devil. There's no Satan. Okay, it's not a thing. Not happening. All right. So with that established, let's get to the dunks. So first, political observer Josh Jordan noted this, quote, "She tweets out that the COVID vaccine is meant to track your every move from an iPhone, which literally tracks your every move. The problem is that she knows it's nonsense, but she's built a brand on taking advantage of those who don't know any better. Oh, so basically a grifter." Of course. Of course. Now, there's more. Lucy Burton says, "Damn shame if I'm not gonna get 5G or be magnetic. I was hoping for the glow-in-the-dark thing for Burning Man next year." I know, right? Aren't we all disappointed that we're not getting superpowers from this? I mean, I've been vaccinated. I'm double vaccinated. I still don't have no goddamn superpower. Where is it? Where is it? I'm waiting. Come on, let's do some Magneto or glow-in-the-dark shit. Not going to happen, apparently. Now, Tempestuous Taproot says, "What the actual fuck? How come everybody else gets microchips, magnetization, 5G service, and glowing blood from their vaccines? All I got was protection from COVID." I'm with you, brother. I'm with you. Give me the superpowers. Another person says, "Dear Christians, your cell phone contains technology called GPS. It can be tracked. Read the end user license agreements to see how it ends." Understand that though, that is too much reading. Okay, you cannot expect these people to sit and read. After all, they've never even read their Bible. Honestly, you ask somebody how much of the Bible, this evangelicals, how much they've actually read of the Bible. They quote you a couple of verses, but guaranteed it's only, of course, what the pastor picked out. Most of the time when they go to church on Sunday and they listen to the Bible, half of them are dozing off or thinking about football or something else. They ain't listening. They don't know what's in it. Never read it for themselves. And that's just an unfortunate truth, right? So now another one says, EULA, the End User License Agreement, actually stands for End of Times Lucifer Agreement. By agreeing to any EULA, when the rapture comes, you'll not float to heaven, but drift around and be used by Satan for skeet. Always say no to EULA. Fun times. And then, the irony is, by the way, about this entire thing. Don't they want the end times to come? Don't they want to have Jesus suck them up into heaven with the Holy Dustbuster? Isn't that the whole point? Apparently not. I don't know. Or, look, maybe that's why they don't want the vaccine. Because, guess what? Taking the vaccine makes it harder for the COVID to send you back to meet your maker. I don't know, honestly. But it seriously, though, it's incredibly frustrating when you think about it. Because there are so many grifters playing on things like religion, of course, political identity, distrust of institutions. Some of those institutions, of course, are not very deserving of trust. Righteous anger, of course, at greedy pharmaceutical companies, and are taking all of those things, which are real issues, by the way, and they're using those things to make a buck, either on their own fake cures, because how many of these grifters that are pushing ivermectin and all this nonsense, right? Well, I mean, how many of them are making money from it? A lot, actually. A lot of them are making money, or they're pushing their own kind of thing, their own, miracle cure. And so they're all just doing this in a cynical way to make money off dumb people by being reactionary. It sucks, and it is harmful, but I mean, the only thing we can do at this point is kind of laugh at the stupid. Now, I'm tired of being super nice. I'm tired of trying to reach out to people with empathy and understanding. No, that's not going to work. They literally hate our guts, and they're trying to kill us. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.